Here's an update on the Kona Airport's International Federal Inspection Services Arrivals building. The structure has puzzled lawmakers as of late who wonder why the facility remains underutilized. The legislature got some answers from the State Department of Transportation at a recent briefing.
I had a question on the status of the Kona Customs facility plan.
Yes, and I thank you very much. I know that you plan to go to Washington, D.C., and I really appreciate the help in lobbying the federal agencies to move that forward. This is where we're at basically today. I recently sent a letter to Mr. Brian Humphreys, who's the Regional Director of Field Operations for CPB. What I asked him for was that the problem with the FIS in Kona is that it's two-phased. Number one, they're saying that the facility is not in compliance with their guidelines. It's kind of interesting that as of, I believe, March of 2012, Japan Airlines had 3 charter flights that actually flew into Kona. It was not a problem. Okay, we were able to use the facility, we were going ahead and we were able to vet people through there. In December of that same year, Hawaiian also put a chartered flight through there. Unfortunately, CPB, Customs Border Protection, said no. And it became a huge problem for us because what we did is that we actually took the aircraft into Honolulu International Airport. We deplaned everybody, put them through customs, took up all their luggage, took them back upstairs. When we took them back upstairs, we found out that they didn't have boarding passes to get back in through TSA, so we had to reissue boarding passes, got them back on the plane, put the luggage back on the plane, and got them there. What we've asked for is a 5-year extension so that we can go ahead and plan in constructing a facility that will be in compliance and meets all their regulations. That request has actually been sent to Washington, D.C. As we speak right now, there is a letter from Governor Abercrombie that's going to be sent also to the Director of Field Operations in D.C. to ask him also to go ahead and assist us with this request. Our congressional team also is standing by to send out their letters. And what I was going to do is that when I come meet with you, I was going to ask you if you can go ahead and visit this gentleman as well. And then from that, hopefully we can go ahead and get this exception for the next 5 years. The next thing is the reimbursable agreement that we've talked about. Currently, CPB, Customs Border Protection, would not allow us or any private agencies, so in other words, Japan Airlines, Hawaiian, to go ahead and pay for agents to fly out of Honolulu to Kona and being reimbursed from this private entity, which is either Hawaiian or whoever that flies there, Japan Airlines. So the reason they said that they're not willing to talk to us about it is because our facility is not in compliance, so it's a waste of their time. So our first step is to get the facility in compliance. The second step basically is to work on the reimbursable agreement. But the other thing that we're working on is that at a recent seminar that we went to on the mainland, Chicago O'Hare has actually introduced what's called an automatic passport control system. It's a kiosk. Basically, you take your passport, you slide it through this kiosk, and what it does is that it can process 162 passengers in an hour. Right now, a Customs Border Protection agent can only do 42. It's $20,000 a unit, but it's something that we feel would be well vested in. And again, we could probably put this in Kona, because first quarter of this year, through the visa waiver agreements that are going to be, CPB is going to approve that any visa waiver country's passport can go through this. Currently, the only passports that you can use are the U.S. and Canada. So that's the other phase that we're looking at. So as you can tell, it's a very difficult situation. We're talking about a lot of different agencies that we're working with. And again, mostly, like I said, it's dealing with the federal government.
Thank you for it, and please let us know whatever help we can provide.